بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
ألف لام ميم تنزيل الكتاب لا ريب فيه من رب العالمين.
بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا، اللهم إنا نسألك الإخلاص في القول والعمل. اللهم صل وسلم على نبينا محمد آمين يا رب العالمين. بسم الله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh again. Okay, let's make a start. Today, inshallah, we will be looking at 3 ayat of Surah As-Sajdah, and I was reading them and they were making me feel quite happy. We ask Allah to make us amongst those people who receive glad tidings, and make us amongst these people. Okay, so I hope for the sister who was saying yesterday that she wanted the font size to be a bit bigger, I have tried to make it a little bit bigger, so I hope it is better for you now. Inshallah. So if it's okay, you can just send a quick message, inshallah, just to make sure that it is all right for you now, inshallah. Okay, so we start off with the isti'adha and the basmala. So I would like Sister Shazia to start with the isti'adha, please. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Good, well done. Hamza's better, Ra is good. You're making the Ra heavy, good. Billahi, this Ha you can fix very easily because you've done it in the past. So just remember this is the relaxed Ha. Billahi. I want you to try for the Ain now. So I want you to say Ha.
Ha,
This is the Ha from the middle of the throat. Ha.
ha,
Feel where it's come from. Ha.
ha. I've been doing this ha, he, who. This is what I have been practicing the
Yeah.
whole day yesterday.
Good, good. This Ha he who is good, but this is the other Ha from the bottom of the throat, right?
Yeah.
I want to do the other one now. I want to do the Jim
Okay.
Ha Ha one. Ha.
Okay. Ha, ha,
Ha again.
ha.
You're doing this, Sister Shazia. You're doing this one that was just written on the screen, right? This is the one for Bismillah, for Billahi, right? This is this one, right? I want you to do this one now. Ha.
Ha, ha.
Now let's try the Ain. Ha.
Ha,
It's a bit better now, alhamdulillah. I was worried that your Ha makhraj was too low, but it seems like when you're saying it with the Ain, it's not too bad. Again, Ha. Yeah, okay. So Ain is a bit better, but Sister Shazia, your makhraj of the Ha here isn't quite there. Inshallah, I'll work with this. Today we haven't got time since we're going through 3 ayahs, inshallah. But the Ha I will come back to you, inshallah, with. Okay. But with the isti'adha now, with the hamza, you can say the relaxed hamza which is really good. And now I want you to try and squeeze for the Ain. A'udhu.
أعوذ
Better. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
There's quite a few things for you to think about. I know that you're having to think about the Ha, you're thinking about the Hamza, you're thinking about the Ain, thinking about the Ra, you're even thinking, there's a few things you have to think about. Keep practicing, inshallah. Yeah, it is getting polished up, but you still need a bit of work, inshallah. May Allah make it easy for you. And then we have the Basmala. If Papa Juksana, if you can join me for the Basmala. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Jazakallah khairan, Papa Ji. Okay, so we have here فَلَا تَعْلَمُ. Now, there's a couple of new things I wanted to mention today, so I'm going to very quickly go over the things we already know, so that I can spend a bit of time on the things that that I'd like to explain. So the first one, of course, is that we have فَلَا. Of course, this alif, don't forget to read it. It's 2 counts. Ain here is tawassut. It's the middle, like the lams that we see, not too long, not too short. Nafsun, the fa here, make sure you do the rahawa. It's one of the ones you let run. It's nice and light. It's airy. The other thing I wanted to point out here is is we touch the makhraj. In other words, when the inside of the bottom lip touches the upper two front teeth, it's a very delicate, very gentle touch so that the air can flow at the same time. With naf summa, when we're joining the sun with the ma, this is idgham kamil bi ghunna. We are merging the noon sound that we hear in sun into the meme sum. We will pronounce it as sum. We will hold this, and then we will also hold the ma, the mad alif after it. Mad ja is munfasil, 4 or 5 counts if we continue reading. Then we have the kha. The kha here is a rakhawa. Again, it's a letter like fa in that we let it run. It's not like fa because it's heavy, but it is like fa in terms of the timing, in terms of how long we spend on it. Okay, so here we let it run again. Ukhfiya. Now I know that in some sisters have an issue of saying uk. Again, it's because they're closing off the makhraj. Here with the kha, you keep it, you squeeze a little bit, but you keep the makhraj open. The throat is left a little bit open so that the sound can still flow. Ukhfiya. Okay. Then we have lahum min, meme followed by meme. We have seen this before. This is what we call idgham mutamathilain. I think we saw this in the first or second lesson. Idgham mutamathilain. We hold this, we prolong it. We say lahum min, lahum min. Okay, this is the bit I want to explain now. The noon sakin followed by the qaf. This is one where many lessons ago I said, well, it feels like many lessons, but we've only been doing this for what, today's our 10th day, I think. So here, what I want you to do is, I mentioned the ikhfa haqiqi, and I mentioned, the heavy one. I'm not going to explain it today. I'll explain it another day. So today's the day, inshallah. So we have a noon sakin here. When you have a noon sakin or a tanween, and by a tanween, I mean a double. So 2 fathas, 2 zabars, or 2 kasratain, which is 2 zairs, or 2 dhammatain, or 2 bish. When we see a double haraka or a noon sakin, we're seeing a noon sakin here. In this case, we actually see a noon. And it's followed by a heavy letter, like the letter qaf. We know it's heavy. Then the ghunna, the sound of the nasalization is heavy. How do we make this heavy? In this case, it's a bit easy because this ikhfa is slightly different to the regular ikhfas that we've seen in the past. Like the ikhfas we saw for the sin, in insan, for example. We also saw it with the jim. When you see a nun sakin or a tanween followed by a qaf or a kaf, then what is slightly different in that what you're doing is, it's, let me take a step back. It's the same in terms of your tip of the tongue doesn't go to the noon. So we don't say min. In that sense, it's the same. What do we do instead? Our second step that we've mentioned in the past with the regular ikhfa is we say that the tongue gets prepared, ready, close to the makhraj of the next letter, right? With the qaf and the kaf, we don't go close to them. We don't go close to the qaf or close to the kaf. We actually go to the qaf. We go to the kaf. So we know that the qaf is the makhraj is the tip of, the back of the tongue, the deepest part, the back of the tongue is raised towards the soft palate. And in particular, it's the uvula, the dangly bit that you can see, so quite back. So what we do here is, as we are saying meh, as we're doing the ghunna meh, it's not like this meh. The tip of the tongue, I keep saying tip of the tongue because I've mentioned it so many times in the past. The back of the tongue goes to the makhraj of the qaf and blocks it completely. So we don't say meh, meh. Meh is me going close to qaf. That's incorrect. You do it like this. Meh, meh. The back of the tongue has gone to the place of qaf. It's touching it as I do the ghunna. This gives you the heavy sound of the ghunna. But also for the qaf and kaf, this is a special type of ikhfa that we have for it. A special case which only happens with the qaf and the kaf. Sister Isha, could you please try this with me? Min qurrah.
Min qurrah.
Good. Let's try again. Min qurrah.
Min qurrah.
Very good, mashallah. Good. So if please do make sure that you say it along with Sister Isha to give you the practice. Remember, you shouldn't be hearing yourself saying meow. It shouldn't be meow. It's meow. The back of the tongue stays at the top while you're doing the ghunna. We'll do it one more time, inshallah, Sister Isha, just for the sake of practice. Min qurrah.
Min qurrah.
Good. Barakallahu fiki. Okay, then we have here the ayn again is tawassut. We have a hamza here. So Sister Shazia, you'll enjoy this bit, inshallah. We have a hamza followed by the ayn. With the hamza again, you are relaxed. No tension, no forceful pushing of the breath, just very relaxed. Um, no extra effort for this one. When you go to the ayn, you should then feel yourself move up in the throat. Okay, because hamza is from the bottom of the throat. As you move to the ayn, you should feel yourself move higher in the throat, and then there is a squeeze. So at the beginning, there's not a squeeze for the hamza, but when you get to the ayn, you feel yourself move up and then squeeze. It should be like this. I'll say it very slowly and prolong it so that you can hear the difference. Ah, 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 ah. This is from the bottom. Ah, ah. You see, at the end, I go for the hamza. I've moved up. You can hear a squeeze, a difference in sound. I'll do it again. Ah, ah. At the end, there's a squeeze and I've moved up. But for the ah part, I'm staying at the bottom of the throat. I did prolong it. I have really extended it. We don't extend it when we're reciting it, but just so that you can hear, I did. So when we say in the word, we say ah, 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 ayun. Sister Isha.
أعين
Good. Again. Ayun.
أعين
And one more time for the sake of practice. Ayun.
أعين
Very good. Barakallahu fiki. Jazakallah khairan. If you find this difficult to say, you can practice by saying it the way I did. Okay. So when you're practicing and you're trying to because when you say it quickly, it's harder. And you have to say it quickly in the ayah because the hamza is only one count. But for the sake of practice, move away from it's like you're not really a mushaf, you're just practicing the sounds. Say ah, ah. This gives you time to establish the hamza, stay there, and then try to move on to the ain, but do it in a slow fashion first, and then you can speed it up, inshallah. Jaza'an, this alif here is a mad jaiz munfasil. It is a mad wajib muttasil. It is again 4 or 5 counts. And if we are stopping, actually, it's waslan wa waqfan, it's in both cases. The meme here is here because originally this word is jaza, and it's an. And it should have an alif after it, and it should have a tanween. It has a double fatha or a double zabar on it. And what's happened is the second fatha has been replaced with a meme because in continuation we don't say an, we say The noon gets replaced with a meme. I'm saying it very I'm emphasizing the meme as I just said it. I said but of course it's a very light touch of the lips. It's not we don't press hard on the lips like I just did, just to show you when we are reciting it, the lips come together very gently for the meme. So we say jaza'an bima. Sister Isha.
جزاء بما
There you go. So you notice you don't hear the noon at all because this is what we call qalb. This is the rule of qalb or iqlab, where the noon completely changes into a meme. We swap the letters. The noon becomes a meme for the ease of the recitation. Bima kanu, we have a mad alif, and a mad waw. Ma kanu. All of these are 2 counts. They are equal. Don't rush any of them. Keep a steady pace here. Keep them all the same. يعملون, again, the ayn is tawassut. And when we stop on the noon is also tawassut too. Okay, so not too long, not too short. Let's try this whole ayah and let's all recite together, inshallah. Sister Isha, after me, please. فَلَا تَعْلَمُ نَفْسٌ مَا أُخْفِيَ لَهُمْ
فلا تعلم نفس ما أخفي لهم
Good. ما أخفي لهم من قرة أعين
ما أخفي لهم من قرة أعين
We'll say it one more time for the sake of practice. Sister Isha, just when you say fear, keep a steady pace. The it's okay, but it's a little rushed. So give it the full one haraka. ما أخفي لهم من قرة أعين
ما أخفي لهم من قرة أعين
Mhm. من قرة أعين جزاء.
من قرة أعين جزاء.
So you notice, yes, there is a ikhfa here with the tanween, the a'yunin ja. I got ready close to the jim. This is the regular ikhfa that we've been seeing many times before, where you get close to the makhraj of the jim. Jaza'an bima kanu ya'malu.
جزاء بما كانوا يعملون.
Barakallahu fiki, jazakallah khairan. Let's go on to the next ayah, inshallah. The next ayah, we have a few ikhfas here. So right? We have min qurra. So we got the other example here with the other kaf. Okay, and we are going to do the same thing because with the qaf and the kaf is the same rule. As you say, the gunna, these are all ikhfa haqiqi. They are all, these ones are light gunnas, but if your makhraj is right, the light gunna will come naturally. So remember, for this kaf, the makhraj is in front of the qaf. It is not the same place as the qaf, it's in front of it in the mouth, and it is where the hard and the soft palate meet. Okay, so it's a bit more in front of, it's in front of the uvula, it's in front of the qaf. So this time again, we will block it. So we say man kana. For this one, inshallah, Sister Shazi, if you could join me for this one. I'm going to say it without the afa first, just for the sake of practice. Man kana.
Man kana.
I want you to press on the kaf as you say the gunna. So when you say man, feel that you're pressing on the kaf. Man kana.
Man kana.
This is better. Good. We will also do the same thing with mu'minan kaman.
Mu'minan. Sorry. Mu'minan kaman.
Still a bit weak, Sister Shazia. So remember, as you say nang, press on the kaf. Press on it with firmness. Mu'minan kaman.
Mu'minan kaman.
Yes, Barakallahu Fiki, much better. And then we have it again. Kaman kan.
Kaman kan.
Good, Alhamdulillah, that's good. Okay, so we want to make sure that all of these ikhfas should all be sounding the same because they involve the same letter. Okay, so make sure that as you say these, you are, this is for everyone. Make sure that for each one, you're thinking about blocking the makhraj. Press on the makhraj of the kaf as you do the gunna. Okay, and then of course we have fasiqa. The qaf here is heavy. When we stop on this word, and we will stop on it, fasiqa, when we say fasiqa, one, the qaf is heavy, so we have to think about the direction of the sound, has to be elevated in the mouth. How can we achieve that? Well, you can direct the sound so it is going behind the upper two incisors. Imagine the sound is going upwards diagonally. You're sending it that way. The other way is, of course, you can lift or raise the back of the tongue slightly to help you to elevate the sound. And of course, the other way is sometimes the root of the tongue can sort of push a bit back, so you get a little bit of constriction there. So this alif, we will pronounce it in the case of stopping. It is called maddul iwad, and it is again harakatain. Let's try this, inshallah. Sister Shazia after me. أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا.
أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا.
Okay, I'm going to get you to say it one more time. You can put a bit more strength into it still, Sister Shazia, because I think you're reciting in flow, and this is very common. Sometimes when we start reciting in flow, we get a little bit weaker. So keep the strength in your ikhfa. The other thing is also be careful, Sister Shazia, the way you say the hamza in mu'mina. You want to say mu. I shouldn't hear a breath. It was almost like I heard mu. Right? Remember, you're cutting off the sound and saying mu. Cut off the sound all of a sudden. Let's try this again, inshallah. أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا.
أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا.
The first one was better than the second two. So we're going to start from no, it's better not. We'll have to start from the beginning to have the same meaning. We'll try it again, but again, focus on the remember we want to say the pressure in the makhraj, so firmness. Go to the kaf with firmness. Block it completely as you do all three ikhfas. أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا.
أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا.
Good, that was much better. Jazakallah khairan. And the last part, لا يستوون.
لا يستوون.
Good. So we've seen here that the scene is a rakhawa letter, keep it running. I want to just quickly mention this wow. This wow, the first one, that with the dhamma, with the pesh on it, this one is from the lips. And this is what we call a mutaharrik wow. We say woo, woo. You feel the pressure of your voice trying to get through the lips. Woo, woo. Okay. But when we say the mud wow after it, this mud wow is not from the lips. This mad wow is from the empty space, the jawf. Is from inside the empty space in the throat and in the mouth. So initially you feel the pressure, woo, but then you don't stay there. You don't keep saying woo, for example. It's not woo. You initially feel the woo, and then the sound comes from inside the empty space. Woo, woo. See, woo, 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 woo at the beginning, woo, ooh, and then it's just a ooh coming from inside. لا يستوون.
لا يستوون.
Good. Barakallahu fiki. Jazakallah khairan, Sister Shazia. Very good, mashallah. Good effort. Keep practicing the ikhfas, inshallah. You're getting there. You just need to make it into a habit, inshallah. Right, let's move on to the next ayah. Prophet Roxana, if you can join me for this one. So we have here again, I'm going to go over some of the things that we've mentioned a few times in the past. So in the past, sorry. Mim mushaddad akmal gunna. So prolong the amma. When we join the meme with the lam initially, the joining lam is tawassut. So we say ammalladhina, ammalladhina, not ammalladhina. We don't rush the lam, we join it, we stay on it for a bit. It's tawassut and then go on. This alif at the after the meme, we do not read it in the case of continuation. Why? Iltiqa'u sakinain, the meeting of the two sukuns. We do not read this alif if we are going to carry on reading the word alladhina after it. We have a new rule here. We have the mad waw followed by the waw mutaharrik. Okay, this waw is called mad tamkeen. Mad tamkeen. This is for those of you that have done QSL courses. You know that waw, a mad waw followed by a waw mutaharrik, or a mad ya followed by a ya mutaharrik. Then these mads are called mad tamkeen, because you have to establish the mad, say the mad first before you go on to the next letter. It's easy to miss. Okay, it's easy to miss, or it's easy to pronounce it incorrectly. So just making sure that you focus on that mad, say it properly before going on to the next letter. When we say wa'amilu, again, the lam here is joined with the sad. Now, the sad is a letter of itbaq and heaviness. So when you join, you have to make sure that, because remember with the tashdid, with the shadda here, right, you have you're essentially reciting two letters. One of them is joint with the letter before. When you say lus, that's the first one, lus. Then you have the second one when you say sa. Okay, so you're actually reciting two letters. You're reciting the sad, which is joint, and then the sad, which has the fatha or the zabar on it. Where both sad should sound the same. So be careful here. It's very common to say amilus and say it like a sin, and then pronounce the heavy sad. This is quite common. And also you'll see the opposite. You'll see some sisters will say amilus, they'll say the sad, but then when they say sa, they'll say sa like a sin. They won't say sa. So you want to keep both sads have to be pronounced clearly, heavy with itbaq. Itbaq, remember, is the chopping sound where you try to keep the sound inside your mouth or you direct it towards the middle of the upper palate. So here we say وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Papaji.
وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ.
Very good, mashallah. Barakallah fiki. Excellent. So you'll notice also that Papaji made sure that also the ha was light. So you don't want to say as-salihah, for example. Ha, you don't want to say ha, you want to say ha. Ha is not a heavy letter, so we don't want to rhyme it with the sads, okay? So be careful to switch back to a light ha and not say ha, okay? The other thing, Papaji, with the ain, Papaji, for the ain, you're keeping your throat squeezed for the whole of it. You're going mi. Can you see it squeezed for the whole thing? You just squeeze at the beginning, but you end with a wa amilu.
وَعَمِلُوا
Again, wa amilu.
وَعَمِلُوا.
Bit better. I think this is something you'll have to practice and get comfortable with, inshallah. We have then falahum. Falahum, just making sure that you don't start the gunna too early in the ha. You don't want to say falahu, hu is a gunna nasalization. You want to say falahu and then join with the meme. Falahum. Papaji?
فَلَهُمْ
Falahum.
فَلَهُمْ.
This is a bit better. Barakallahu fiki. Good. Jannatul ma'wa. The noon mushaddad akmal gunna. The alif here, in the case of waslan, if you carry on reading with the word al-ma'wa, this is mad tabi'i, it is harakatain. If we stopped here and said jannat, then this alif becomes mada'arid li-sukun, 2, 4, or 6 counts in the case of waqf. Okay. Now, for those of you that are new to this and are hearing me say these words and you're not familiar with them, don't worry. This is this is just extra information for those people who have studied a little bit. I've got to try and cater. So the things that you can take those things. But if you hear something that you haven't, that's sort of going over you, don't worry about it. It's fine. Take what you can, inshallah. Then the ta is joined with the lam. We know lam is tawassut. We've seen it many times. So we say jannatul ma'wa, tul ma'wa, jannatul ma'wa. We hold the lam for a bit. Ma'wa, be careful, hamza, remember shidda, the sharpness. We stop the sound all of a sudden when we say the hamza. And then when we say the waw, we have the alif saghira. So this needs to be prolonged for 2 counts. We say al-ma'wa. Papaji?
المأوى
Good. Let's say it with Jannah, with what Jannat. Jannatul ma'wa.
جنات المأوى.
Very good, mashallah. Nuzulan. Now this again, the original word was nuzulan with a 2 zabars or 2 fathas, or what we say fathatain on it, right? What again, just like we saw before, the first one of them has been replaced with a meme. So this again is your qalb or your iqlab rule, and this is where the noon sound, because normally you would say nuzulan. That noon you can hear at the end is getting replaced with a meme for ease of recitation. And it happens when the next letter is the letter ba, which it is in this case, and it was in the previous case as well. So only when when it's followed by the ba, then you'll see this little meme prompting you, alhamdulillah, to change the noon into a meme. Again, a light touch of the lips. It's not, you don't put any pressure on the lips and you don't press them forcefully together. It's just a very light touch. Bima, again, alif, kanu, again, we have the alif mud in ka and then the waw mud in nu. Ma kanu, again, balance in your recitation. They're all 2 counts. Bima kanu. ما كانوا يعملون. Again, we have the ain for the tawassut and we have the noon for the tawassut at the end. Let's try and say this inshallah together. أما الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم
أما الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم.
Not bad, Probably just be careful. When you say amanu, when the mad wow here, you want to clear it of the gunna. So We don't say it. We don't say the incorrect way is amanu. No. You see, but the gunna is carrying through to the madwaw. You don't want it in the madwaw. You say amanu. You end with a u. Amanu.
آمنوا
Bit better. But would you say ooh on its own?
و-
Ooh. Feel how your sound is flowing just very easily through the mouth. It's not going through the khayshum. Ooh.
و-
No.
نو
Good. This one. Can you see how at the end now there's no gunna? So to practice, if you forget, this is how I want you to practice. And for those of you at home, if you need to practice this, you start with ooh, remind yourself how your voice should be flowing at the end. Ooh, then add the nu. Add the noon or the meme, whichever letter you find in front. Just say it with the one attached, but the ending should sound the same. It should end with a ooh sound. Let's try it one more time, Papaji. أما الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم
أما الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم
not bad for Puji, but inshallah, you'll polish it up even more. Inshallah, may Allah make it easy for you.
آمين.
فلهم جنات المأوى نزلا
فلهم جنات المأوى نزلا
نزلا بما كانوا يعملون.
نزلا بما كانوا يعملون.
Good. The only thing I want you to do here, Papaji, is when you say nuzulan, and this is for everybody at home as well, think about how you're saying the lam. You don't want to say nuzu, lam, la, la. It sounds like a la, not a la. Nuzula. Imagine you say nuzula, nuzulam, nuzulam bima kanu ya'malun.
نزلا بما كانوا يعملون.
But would you say nuzula?
نزلا
Now feel the ah. I'm going to make you say it again. Feel yourself say the ah. Nuzula.
نزلا
Good. Now we're going to keep this ah sound. Nuzula. Nuzulam bima.
نزلا نزلا بما
Good. Yeah. MashaAllah. Keep practicing this, Papaji. You're definitely getting there and getting in, heading in the right direction. Let's complete nicely and complete the ayah. Nuzulam bima kanu ya'malun.
نزلا بما كانوا يعملون.
Not bad, Papaji. The lamb came back, the older lamb came back. But you know how to fix it now.
Yeah.
You know how to say nuzula, say the la a few times, and then try to join it. And inshallah, you will with the practice, inshallah, you'll correct that, inshallah. Jazakallah khairan. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Alhamdulillah, we are now done. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Qur'an al-Hakim wa nafa'ani wa iyyakum bil ayati wa dhikri al-Hakim. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك اللهم تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم اللهم صل وسلم على نبينا محمد آمين